Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever time you'll decide to watch a film with us, because it's commentary time. I am Chris from Do You Expect to Talk, and joining me as ever is Becca and Dave.
Hello.
Good evening, folks.
And so today it's commentary time, and we're doing the Marvel series, of course, and it was Dave's choice this time around.
Yeah, I got the Phase 1 choice, basically, because I was sort of next to choosing the Bond series, so the choices will bring me round to do that again next time. And I chose Captain America, the First Avenger.
Okay. What was your reason for choosing that, if you've not already said previously?
Well, I didn't want to do the Avengers again, because we literally recorded it last night, just because of the way our schedule is. And I just thought Iron Man was a bit obvious. So I think of the rest of them, I toyed with Iron Man 2 because it's fun to take the piss out of. But the rest of them, not so much. But then this is the film I've been on a bit of a journey with. I didn't like this film when I first saw it. So the very fact that, you know, it's a film I've sort of crossed a range of feelings about, I just thought it was worth sort of revisiting.
Cool. Well, I think it's a stellar choice. I mean, I too agree. I think it would have been between this and Iron Man 2 for me. As much as I like 4, but yeah, this would have been. But you know, choosing commentaries is a bit of an odd choice. You don't always go for the best, do you? You just go for whatever's. Sometimes it's whatever's the funniest film, or the worst film, or just the visually aesthetic. I don't know. It's a different element when choosing the commentary.
Well, I think I wasn't going to choose Thor just because I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. You know, I don't dislike it at all, but it just doesn't stand out to me. And the Incredible Hulk was a bit dour. And the only fun joke about him is like his sexual technique and high heart rate. Well, we cracked that in the original podcast. So I just think, well, I've got nothing left to take the piss out of, really. So yeah, it was. I think when we first split it out, and I thought, well, I'll do the first commentary, just because of the way it all runs with Bond coming afterwards and stuff. I thought, well. This was the film I zeroed in on immediately. So yeah, we're doing the commentary I was always going to do. I don't think I knew we were going to have recorded the Avengers literally the night before, but I knew it was going to be the previous one. And yeah, I didn't think that was a great commentary material. So we'll have to see with this. I don't know how good this will be, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll give it a cook. I'm sure it'll deliver a good result. So Becca's got Phase 2, I believe, and then it's me for Phase 3. So
yeah, we got 2 in Phase 3, but the other one will be like a consensus choice or something.
Yeah,
you know,
where all films that I haven't done on the table.
Yeah.
Kind of.
More than likely, you'll end up like having to choose between 2, and whichever one you don't choose, we'll just go with that. But we'll see. Because already tonight you were like, which ones, and we were down to like a couple. So yeah. We'll see. Bit of a distance away. Funny, it's flying by though. This is our 7th episode in the 28 episode series, so we're a quarter of the way there already. Yeah,
it has been flying already. I've been surprised how fast it's going. So
it is, particularly when we missed a couple of weeks as well. Yeah. So yeah.
So well, without further ado, let's crack on with good old Chris Evans. Don't forget your toothbrush. Yeah. So on 3. So 1, 2. And play. There we are.
And just for the record, Hayley Atwell did not come into my decision-making process at all, honest.
You sure about that?
No.
Okay.
She does have a nice rack. For hats.
Yeah, but it's not about the rack, Chris. It's about, other things as well.
What's behind the rack?
Yeah, ribs.
It's all about the ribs.
All about the ribs.
I'll be looking squarely at Chris Evans' ribs.
Well, you're quite shallow though, aren't you, Becca? We've established that before. Chris and I just think Hayley Atwell looks like she'd be intelligent, good conversation, that's all.
Of course.
And a wazzo pair of jugs.
She's actually more beautiful in real life, I found.
She is. I was seeing her at some premieres and stuff.
Not actually personally, but I saw her doing like a press thing.
Yeah.
And
no, she does actually seem really lovely because you see her at didn't she attend a con one year? And it's always really nice when they have sort of candid interviews with these actors, and you think it's really refreshing, isn't it? They're just like, oh, actually, they're really lovely and they're really friendly. And
She was on the Empire podcast a while back. I was downloading some old episodes and stuff, and that was one of them, and she was really good. No, actually, I don't think I was downloading an old episode. I think it was a recent one, because she's in that Ewan McGregor fucking Pooh Bear film.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or something like that, anyway.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to see that.
yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I might have to take a tissue or something, 'cause it looks like it's going to be a bit
I
more
might have to
leaky.
take a tissue, but for completely different reasons.
No,
Well,
but
just the
it
being of the
wasn't just the
generation
fact
I grew
that it's
up
got
with you there,
Hayley
so.
Atwell in, though, to be fair. It was more of a... I think I just...
Also, like the voice cast as well. They've voiced my childhood. If you're of that kind of generation, chances are you grew up with
Was
Disney.
narrated? Was it like the Wonder Years?
I had Winnie the Pooh narrating my childhood.
I don't think I saw any of the Winnie the Pooh at all until I was about 23 and the Tigger movie came out.
T-I-double-G-R.
Yeah, I think I never grew up with Winnie the Pooh.
No, did I?
I did, unfortunately.
What, you did or you didn't?
She did.
I
Oh,
did.
wow. Well, were you not a fan of Pooh?
Grew up with Disney.
Can't be a good Pooh.
Well, I do agree with that.
I'd have to laugh about the name. Even though it's by Disney, it's like a very English thing as well, isn't it, I think? Like, only we could name it Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh, things like that. So, without thinking of number 2.
Obviously, it was in Britain, it would be like Plop Bear.
That's really funny. I've got really pure...
Crap bear.
Bowel movement bear.
That's not so funny.
Ablutions.
Ablutions, that's it. That's more like a health and safety
Brown
thing. Have you
sausage,
problems?
the bear.
Oh dear. That's cheered me up, thank you. Anyway, onto the film.
Yeah, we have...
I've got like the Skype avatar over the film, so I'll just move that. It looks like Shatner's actually in it. There we are.
Shatner would be great in this.
He'd be great in every film.
Oh, would you cast him as, like, the Tommy Lee Jones?
No, I'd cast him as Cap. They wake him up out of the ice and he'd be... Do it make a difference?
I feel young.
Attack like that, you make a lousy psychiatrist.
Oh, so funny.
I'm no
Take off
theatre
the-
critic.
Take off the suit and what would you be?
See, that young guy kind of looks like... what's his name? Josh...
I didn't see him before he got covered in like building
Josh
material.
Hartnett. He kind of looks like Josh Hartnett.
It is a little bit. What happened to him? He was everywhere in the 90s. Now where is
Josh Hartnett was offered. I got a feeling he was offered Superman Returns.
he? Oh.
I think it was more of like... It was in a Batman versus Superman. This was like before...
Oh yes.
Before Henry Cavill.
Because you had Arnie Hammer as Batman and things like that. And it was going to be George Miller and whoever else.
Oh, that version. Okay.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was horrified by the idea at the time, but obviously since he's done Fury Road, I'm like, oh, I wonder how that would have turned out.
No, it's interesting.
I think even if it sort of... Even if it would probably turn out to be a complete clusterfuck, I'd still be intrigued. Because you just never know, do you?
So I'm glad they took the
Never
time
know.
and got Justice League right.
Yes.
Yes. CGI mustache and all.
And whatever they did to his lip, he ended up looking like John Major.
Cannot
Remember
unsee.
John Major's lip?
Wait, yeah, is
Cannot
that
unsee.
spitting image John Major or...
Yeah.
come on.
Well, actually, no, there's no
Even
real
the
difference
real
these days now, is
John
it?
Major. Oh, really?
Like, you see John Major now, it's like, he actually just
He's
looks
become a
like...
spitting image character.
Yeah, just not grey, but...
I'm just convinced he's immortal. He hasn't aged that badly, really.
He still looks the same. As what he did in the 90s.
No, he's gone. You can see he's aged a lot more, but he's just
Yeah,
he just looks more like spitting image puppet like.
Yeah.
He
No,
should-
he's just
if I
generally
was
bland.
John Major, I turned up on like a Sunday morning talk show now, I'd bring a plate of peas with me. Just play
I
into
like
the stereotype.
peas.
Didn't he have an
Yes.
affair with Rena Curry as well?
He did.
Oh god.
That was before he became Prime Minister.
So peas with curry.
Yeah,
You'd have thought it.
I wouldn't have. There was an image I didn't need.
Didn't you go in the jungle on I'm a Celebrity? And
It's funny because
they're probing her about her relationship with John Major.
He had two women in his cabinet. One was Virginia Bottomley, and the other one I can't remember. And Spitting Image made like a joke of him like womanizing with them, kind of thing. And years later, we realised how close to the fucking mark we were. If Rena Curry was in the cabinet and he did offer her a slot in the cabinet, then it could have been right on the mark.
That's the good thing about satire. Very often it is biting.
Yeah, but even like today, didn't Diane Abbott and Jeremy Corbyn have a thing?
Yeah, that was that was before either of them were MPs. I think that was back.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it was like uni days.
Yeah, I think so. Back in the 70s, anyway. Again, there's an image no one needs to see.
Yes.
No, don't need to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, but still, what a sex tape.
I'd watch. But that's pure chaos. But then I'm struggling with the list of things I wouldn't watch. You just would, wouldn't you? I've got to see this.
I mean, look, let's face it, it would be the weirdest wank ever, wouldn't it?
You're a dick.
Yeah.
There is like something like sort of satisfying with Nazi villains. No, not just like in the history of obviously, but there's something aesthetically kind of pleasing about them as bad guys.
We're saying the uniform looks great, aren't we?
Yeah, basically. Well, wasn't it? Didn't I don't know if this is actually a rumor, but didn't like something like Ralph Lauren had something to do with the uniforms or something?
Oh, I don't know. No idea. I always thought this was digital face replacement, but it's not. That is basically Chris Evans, and they've CG'd his body afterwards. In all but a very small handful of sketchy scenes, and that may be one. That shot there head on might be. I know one of the other shots.
So they didn't just starve him and make him walk around on his knees.
Yeah. They would have if I'd filmed it. Same film. Can you imagine if this film was made by, like, Bobby Bonefinger? He doesn't even know he's in it.
Chris, you're not wrong. A quick googling reveals that Hugo Boss was behind
Hugo
the
Ross.
SS. Hugo Boss designed the SS uniform. When you said that, I was like, it's not Ralph Lauren, but somebody like that. So Hugo Boss.
I like Hugo Boss's aftershave, so we can be confidently smelled great as well.
Hugo Boss Company produced 3 black uniforms along with the brown SA shirts and the black and brown uniforms of the Hitler Youth. Also say Wikipedia. We're not we're not endorsing the uniform.
But it looked wow.
But it looked great, so we sort of are. Yeah.
Obviously, we're endorsing Hugo Boss rather than Nazis.
Well, the thing about Nazis, they did do some things right. It was just all the murdering of innocent people and down to their religion and race. That was the big problem,
really. It's really sad that on these
and wanted to take over the world and stuff. Yeah.
These oppressive regimes.
Apart from that.
Yeah. Apart from that, yeah.
What's the Romans over them for us? But like, these oppressive regimes always seem to make like the trains run on time. And
I think that's what Chris meant, actually, because Germany was pretty smashed when they took power. But fucking hell, did they get it wrong?
Hell.
I mean, to the point now that like any other villain in history, you could go to a fancy dress party dressed as. You can't go as a fucking Nazi. Do you know what I mean? There is literally never. There hasn't been a bigger sort of avatar for villainry in modern history at all.
I mean, if you go with someone like King Jong-un or something like that, who is probably like equally as mad and evil and all the rest of it, killed God knows how many people in horrible ways.
His outfit looks like it's nice and loose and comfortable, though.
But no one goes like, "Oh, that's just shocking. That's really offensive." But if I like go as dressed as Hitler, people might go, "Fucking hell, Chris."
Yeah. Last time you were invited to the school nativity play.
Yeah, that's it. Last time you were invited to the school disco.
My granddad used to dress like that. That coat Steve's wearing there.
Ah, yeah, it's very authentic as the uniforms.
We're just getting to the point where they're going to Epcot.
It is like Epcot, doesn't it? Or the Universal Globe.
Mm.
I never got. It's funny because I know he looks like Mark Hamill, and I still can't see it. You've literally got to graft his face onto a picture of Mark Hamill for me to see it.
Does look the same.
And then it's uncanny.
Synthetic something.
Clara.
It's kind of meant to be like the World's Fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jenna Coleman.
Jenna
There she is.
Coleman. Yeah.
Yeah. Before she was famous.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Before she was the Queen. And her friend.
I've never seen that.
I've seen the first series. I need to get on and watch the rest. Obviously, we all know what happens, but
Yeah, spoiler alert.
spoiler alert.
I don't, but I'm guessing she dies.
No, it's obviously the Crown on Netflix. But yeah, she was in Victoria.
Yeah,
On
Crown
the-
on Netflix is
the RTV series.
Careful, yeah.
Other streaming are available.
What's that lady called? Oh, the female comedian. When they're recasting the role, and I forget what her name.
Oh, Olivia Colman.
No, can't remember.
No,
Oh no, Olivia Colman. You're absolutely right.
is Olivia Colman? Yeah. And wasn't Matt Smith going to play Prince Philip or something like that?
Matt Smith does play him now.
That's what, yeah, but yeah.
Recast, obviously, going forward.
Mm. Oh, wow.
I mean, I've not seen The Crown, but I keep hearing good things about it. I should actually check it out.
I got a bit bored by it, if I'm honest. But I have got Agent Carter downloaded and ready to watch. Now, we've got this shot of the recruitment sort of area, and it just looks beautiful. It looks all sepia tinted. It looks exactly like I'd expect a period piece to look, sort of in my head.
It looks like an old photo, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of looks like an old photo if it had been left in a room with a heavy smoker as well, because it's got that kind of slightly tan tint. When you see the close-up of Steve in a minute, that's a digital head replacement, because I listened to the commentary.
That's quite clever and quite seamless how they did it.
It's exceptional, I have to say. These weren't massive budget films at this stage. They were big budget, don't get me wrong, but they weren't huge. Sony were doing Spider-Man films for significantly more money, like 8 years before. That shot there is a digital head replacement. They should have done a digital head replacement with Mark Hamill for Bucky as well, just to make him feel part of things.
What, just have Mark Hamill in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
What would you cast him as? Mark Hamill, would you give him a villain role, or would you...
Well, he plays a good villain, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Make the cock knocker part of it.
Yes! But his cock knocker is basically the trickster.
Yeah. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back we're talking about.
Yeah.
But where
That's a good film. Jane Silent Bob.
They go to Hollywood and they're filming Goodwill Hunting 2 hunting season.
And Plotman and the Chronic.
That's it, the Chronic film, yeah. It's illegal to... I've never noticed that on the wall, you know? It's illegal to falsify your enlistment form, just to remind us. He even looks at it and I still didn't notice.
No.
Oh,
Shit!
I've done it many times.
Bollocks! I'm not 6'4".
Although, and also you hear during First World War and Second World War, loads of young lads did it to get into the war. So,
They did.
obviously,
My granddad shouldn't have signed up. He'd have rheumatic fever 3 times.
Mm.
They would go in at 15 and pretend to be 18 and shit like that.
yeah, it's really sad when you think about it, but also the honour involved is.
Yeah, I know.
Immense.
Our generation are much more kind of, what's the word? Pragmatic. We'd like you to sign up for this. Fuck off.
After careful consideration, bugger all.
After consideration, fuck off. Yeah, but you'll go to prison. Yeah, all right.
We'll pay you money. there you have it.
Yeah. So no, my granddad was actually torpedoed. He was he went into the Navy, not able to swim, and he was on the HMS Loyalty. It was torpedoed around this time. It was torpedoed on the 22nd of August, 1944, I think, in the English Channel. There was a minesweeper, and its minesweeping equipment had been sort of blown off, and it went over a mine. And of like 90, 100 people, about 30 survived, and he was one of them.
So what happened then? Did he get on a raft or something, or?
Well, he went off his watch, and the guy who replaced him was killed 5 minutes later, and he was down in the mess. And one guy managed to get off the ship, or was on the verge of getting off the ship, and he remembered my granddad where he'd seen him, and he went back and got him. If he hadn't, he'd have died. And my granddad at that stage was 19, so none of us would have existed. So yeah, one quick thinking guy, and here I sit. And he went on to other ships afterwards, and he was what we would understand now as post-traumatic stress disorder, because he got on other ships, and he would go to bed in like his life jacket and stuff like that, and they would all take the piss out of him.
Yeah, you can understand it though, can't you? If it's happened
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely. And he would be asked to go and like join a ship somewhere, and he'd have to travel like across the country by himself. And back then it would take like a couple of days. Yeah, and he was like a boy.
It's intense, isn't it? Really.
There's Toby Stevens.
Toby Stevens.
Toby Stevens wannabe.
He never plays a lantern jaw leading man, does he?
Except in the radio versions of the Bond.
Sleepless in
Bond
Seattle
novel.
with Toby Jones and Bella Remberg.
I'd pay to see that.
I would too.
Go, Bella.
Yeah. I mean, Chris was open to the idea of having a wank to Jeremy Corbyn and Ryan Abbott, so I'm sure he'd have a go to that too.
Is it Toby Jones or Noby Jones?
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't get that joke at all.
No, it's a entertainment.
Oh,
I think he went to do an interview with Toby Jones and he didn't show up, so therefore it was Noby Jones.
I see.
So.
They're not comedians, are they?
No. I'm actually behind in their shows. I need to catch up, but it'll take me a while.
I don't bother now.
No.
I listen to the reviews I want to hear. I look them up. I just still download the show. Sometimes I have a listen to it, but
Skip through.
I don't bother if it's not them. And generally speaking, if a film's come out I'm interested in, I'll just go and get the YouTube version. See, we had no idea at this point Toby Jones was really that important, did we?
He'll come back for the next film.
Yeah, where he portrays a computer monitor for verisimilitude.
to deliver some exposition.
He spent 6 months on the desk preparing for the role.
Yeah, here's Basil. Basil exposition.
Also, his character seems completely changed in that film.
Yeah.
Oh, he's totally in control in that one. He's a bit of a wimp in this one.
Yeah, he kind of plays like a fiddle.
Exactly. Here he's a bit of like, oh, I'm a bit unsure about what I'm doing, so I'm willing to defect.
What they're doing at all. Yeah.
Yeah,
to save my life. And then by the time into war, he's like, it was the plan all along to.
Bit retconning there, is it?
I don't know.
Attention.
Yeah, Becca, stop getting on Chris's case. He's a bit defensive there, wasn't he?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I thought the same when I saw Hayley Atwell come into the shot. Bloody hell!
No, we were talking about this in our review. I think it's quite funny the bit where they don't know how to go and retrieve that flag, and it's taken them, what was it, 12 years or whatever it is, for somebody to go, oh, I'll just put it down.
I bet Steve could show her a flagpole.
And clap his flagpole any day.
I was a bit surprised. I don't think I knew Tommy Lee Jones was in it. When he turned up, I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, when I was doing that cast list, I was like, oh, and Tommy Lee Jones, unexpectedly.
It is kind of like, oh, really, got Tommy Lee Jones for that role, but it's almost like, well, of course you get Tommy Lee Jones in that role.
Oh, yeah. It's a typical role that he would expect him to play now.
He's another one that sort of generally stopped making any effort about 15 years ago.
But when he does, he's great, though. What's that film he did? Was it The Homesman?
Yes, that was very good.
I know which one you're on about.
Yeah, he has been in stuff. He's been good in stuff recently, I'm sure. Like in Lincoln, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I saw Lincoln on release. I need to see it again. I haven't seen it, but that's about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago now. I'm seeing it since then.
That's a good film,
So I can't place him in it at all, actually. But I reviewed a year or so ago. I reviewed like JFK for a podcast, and it was like, fuck me, watching him when he's fully engaged is just something else.
Off the charts.
And then you realise that you've been watching him for years, making nowhere near that effort. And you didn't even notice, he was perfectly fine. And then you go back to like, oh shit, that's what he used to do.
Well, he doesn't do like manic performance like he did in Two-Face, or...
Oh god, that was ludicrous. But then I don't think he got the character. He did it for his son, and he just kind of... He just played it a bit maniacal. I don't think he really knew what he was playing.
He's also the baddie in Under Siege as well, which is...
Oh, yeah.
So I got the flag. Can I have a feel of your tits?
She goes, no.
She'd go, yes, he's a superhero. Or he will be.
Look, to trade you, I can cup a feel if he can cup a feel.
Yeah. He was good at magic, wasn't he, David Copperfield?
That's what they'll do.
We're in Black Park here.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, but you're kind of a big deal, aren't you, Becca?
No.
You've been everywhere important.
I've been everywhere, man. Oh no, when we did our bond trip, one of our... No, I'm not going to say that. I was going to remember. One of our number brought in like some stills from Casino Royale, and I was thought, oh no, they didn't film in Black Park, and they actually did, and
They
because
did. The stuff at the start of the film.
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. That's what I love so much about set design. I just think it's incredible. You can completely transform a landscape. And I think there's a bike chase near the end of this film as well, and that was also filmed through Black Park.
Don't jump on it, you bellend. Everyone's running away. You can get away. It's not going to hurt anyone.
This is kind of adorable, though, isn't it?
It's great. It's wonderful. So well played.
I'm invincible.
Yeah. Right, now I've just jumped on a grenade. Can I have a feel of your tits?
It would be funny if Chris Evans just like sort of turns the camera and just winked, and he was a fake, really.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
You're right.
Some schnapps.
Snaps?
Schnapps. Thought I'd kind of join you there for a minute, Dave.
No, Stanley Tucci's great in this.
He's legendary. Needs to be in it more often.
Yeah, we should bring him back from the dead.
Yeah.
The ghost of Dr. Erskine. Hello, I have some schnapps for you. From beyond the grave. Woo.
Ghost snaps.
In a Sean Connery accent.
Yeah.
Ghost schnapps.
Ghost snaps. It's actually Ghost snaps. But it's Sean Connery.
Seeing it was his birthday a few days ago.
Yeah. He turned 88. He was previously 87.
Oh, bless him.
I wonder what Sean Connery's doing now.
Shagging.
That's what you're listening to. Do you expect us to talk?
With the Queen and Samuel L. Although he's had to fly into the UK to go to Buck Palace to do it, which has pissed him off slightly. He's never met Riddick Bowe, though, so that was a pleasure for him.
Or the Force goes to Ronnie Corbett.
Yeah. probably talking to the Queen about sorting Eon out. Come on, you're head of state, sort him out. Get him to shell it.
Charlion.
You know, Warner's, Disney.
Isn't it?
Fox.
Universal.
Listeners, if you can do an equally bad Sean Connery impression, please let us know.
Yeah, and by bad she means equally great.
Good. My uncle can do an amazing impression. I will have to record it somehow.
Yeah.
It's really good.
He slaps his wife and you'd swear it was Sean Connery.
No, he does a really good vocal impression. I shall somehow. Probably Christmas when I see him next.
Yeah, I was telling my friends in August, can you do this, please?
Yeah, we only seem to get together like birthdays and Christmas, so.
Yeah, that would be high octane for me and my family.
Mm.
Yeah, come to think of it, we've not commented publicly on the news of Danny Boyle dropping from Bond, have we?
We haven't.
We didn't do an emergency podcast.
The summer review, we mentioned the next Bond film and it being Danny Boyle, and of course, by the time the show went out, it wasn't.
It wasn't, no.
I don't think we know enough at the moment. The tabloids are doing what the tabloids do and running with stories that there might be some truth in some of it, but we don't know. We don't know. It started off as arguments over script, then it was reported as arguments over casting of the bad guy, then it became he fell out with Daniel Craig, then it became Daniel Craig wants to kill the character off and he doesn't. And I just take it all with a pinch of salt because it's just complete guesswork. If the Express were ever right, we'd have had about 57 James Bonds by now, and 47 of them would have been Tom Hardy. It's just, it's complete guesswork. I do wonder if there's something in that one, but we just don't know. And of course, people buy it hook, line, and sinker. So just like with the Idris Elba story, social media is full of all these abusive messages about it now, and we don't even have the slightest clue whether there's any truth in any of it.
Well, there won't be any truth in it because with Idris, it's like, well, he's coming on too old. You've got like another Bond with Craig on the works anyway. So by the time we get to a new Bond,
if it goes as planned,
playing field completely different.
The next Bond film will be 2022.
But also think about it. Idris Elba's just like directing his new film, so he's probably thinking about his directorial career rather than I'm going to take on a huge franchise. He's not.
In 2022, it'll be in time for the 60th anniversary.
And people just talk shit. I mean, the number of posts I've read where people have gone, maybe Daniel Craig can direct it.
No.
Like, what?
He produces it. That's enough.
Fuck it. Yeah, well, that's just kissing his ass. I doubt he does shit except have a say.
Well, don't know. Put some money in. Why not?
I doubt he puts any money in.
Well, if he's a producer, he'll have to.
No, he wouldn't. How does that work?
Well, that's what a producer does.
No, it isn't. It's not remotely what a producer does. You wouldn't want to get hired by Kevin Feige. Must be fucking skint.
Well, no, but kind of helps get it off the front, and not obviously finances the film.
Oh, there's Manchester.
But provides. Oh yeah, it is, man. Looking very good.
No, it ain't. It's Brooklyn, you twat.
That's definitely Manchester.
I didn't feel a lady's tits down there, and I didn't feel a lady's tits down there. Sorry to keep on the subject, but I keep asking.
Just send her a letter or send her an email. Dear Hayley Atwell.
Not me.
Can you imagine all the random emails like that?
Her agents will be like, oh, Miss Atwell, you've received another email. Like,
Dear Hayley Atwell, I think you're really, really, really lovely.
Please really go out with me.
Will you marry me?
Lots of love, Bob.
Yeah. I've seen all your films. I particularly like you in the Captain America films. Can we go out? P.S. Do you get to keep the uniform?
P.S. Can you wear it when we meet? A friend of mine once wrote a letter to the lady in the Innovations catalogue. I thought that was quite funny.
Okay, I'm suspecting there's more story there, but we'll leave it there if you wish. That anecdote was someone I know once wrote a letter. That's the whole anecdote. Come on, what's the rest of it?
Well, I didn't really get a reply. Literally just wrote a letter or an email along those lines. Dear Innovations Catalogue, I really like the lady on page XXX. Is she available?
Yeah.
And the reply was something like, no, but here's a copy of our latest catalogue. And I was just like, oh. But that suddenly reminded me of... Why would you do that? Why would you
I particularly like the way she wore a bra in a haystack.
Dear, oh dear.
Granny with a machine gun trope, love it.
Yeah, as popularised by Goldfinger.
The reality though, you wouldn't just give up lady that old like carting, would you?
No. Now, of course, if they did that, they'd have to open a Kindle Paperwhite and walk through that.
They would. Just going to touch this button.
This was a digital face replacement shot as well.
Very clever.
Relatively seamless.
Yeah, there's some moments where it does look a bit...
As we can see from the people behind them, MPs, members of Parliament, dressed very differently in those days.
Yeah, obviously, military police. Oh, what are you on about?
Right, we've had this idea. We're going to stick you in there and blast you with a shitload of radiation.
Yeah, right.
But you're going to be hunky as fuck afterwards. All right.
I'll take off my hat.
Eyes on
Sold.
the prize, boy. Eyes on the prize.
Sold.
I love Dempsey and make peace. Can you sign my cap?
He's a legend.
Oh, he looks shifty.
It's...
I'm sure
an open
no way
shield.
he's a German spy. No way at all.
No chance. He was in Spooks around this time, wasn't he? I
He
think.
was Sheriff of Nottingham as well, wasn't he?
Don't know, was he?
I think I seem to remember he was in like the BBC adaptation of Robin Hood back in the day.
And
he was a villainous character
didn't he
in
end
that.
up being the love interest in the Vicar of Dibley at the end?
Yeah, he did. He was also thrown an open shield.
Because when you look at him, you think, yeah, that'd be a good pairing for Dawn French.
Yeah. 60-year-old Dawn French can definitely get that.
She looks good for 60.
Share a birthday with her.
Oh, very good. There's your claim to fame.
And Bobby Charlton.
Yeah. I had Cubby Broccoli die on my birthday.
And Emily Deschanel.
Oh, right, but not Zoe.
Boats. No.
Oh.
Emily Deschanel's literally the same day.
Cool, though. How about that? That's your claim to fame, sharing a celebrity birthday.
Yeah.
How about that? Very cool.
I've got Angeline Lilly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I don't
way
know who I
better than
have.
Dawn French.
Tom Brady and Martha Stewart.
Arthur Stewart? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Who do I have? Let's have a look.
Oh, James Hetfield, Martin Sheen,
Oh.
Tony Bennett.
Oh.
Well, he looks like he's singing Tony Bennett songs there, doesn't he?
Just a little bit.
Ooh.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, Mary Jane.
Would you? And also, I got the late great Terry Wogan.
Oh, legend. Helen Keller, how about that? Female scientist, #1. Ross Perot, oh dear.
Thing with Helen Keller is all of her parties would have been a surprise, wouldn't it?
Unfortunately. Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg shares yours, does he?
Hey.
Year younger than you, I imagine.
Yes. Super Nanny. That's quite funny. Oh, JJ. Really?
J.J. Abrams.
Really?
He's 1966,
Can't be right.
I think.
Yeah, JJ. How about that? Man, I need that. Also, Sistine Rose Stallone. That's another celebrity birthday for me.
So which of Tony Dads do you prefer, Dominic Cooper or
Tony
Oh,
Slattery.
Tony Slattery.
John Slattery.
I love John Slattery. Anyway, I used to like Mad Men without ever being desperate to watch more of it, if you like. I always really, really enjoyed it. But I don't even think I watched the last half a dozen episodes. It was like, yeah, that'll do.
Oh, it's so stylish all the way through.
I think of John Slattery as his father, because I think we've had a bit more screen time from him in the main series. Or more appearances, anyway. Hayley Atwell screaming, "Get him out of there!" providing he's muscular and fit by now.
Why didn't his pants rip open?
Because his knob isn't being made into a superhero.
Can you imagine how him got out? It looked exactly the same, but his just dick was just huge.
Sorry, we only had time to do the penis. Like, no, that's fine. And then he spends the rest of the films as a little bloke just whipping people with his massively veiny cock.
No, I haven't got 3 legs. It's just I've got a huge dick.
I love the fact that machine oiled him up as well.
I was going to say, yeah, there must be some
And
oiling in the
gave him
machine.
some fake tan.
Oh.
It gives like heroic, like triumphant theme there, even though we hasn't actually done anything that heroic yet.
Yeah.
He's just like cut on the machine, and it's just like, oh, it's worked, great.
Yeah, basically, he got a heroic theme because he managed to go into a slightly painful machine without shit in his pants. Basically, it's right up there with Superman 4, where basically they played the heroic Superman theme over him opening a lift. I bet Dentistry and Makepeace would be shit now. I liked it at the time.
They show reruns, don't they, occasionally?
Do they? Oh. You're the TV watcher of the three of us. I wouldn't know.
No, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I've just seen it on my travels.
What could that... Is that a bomb there?
It's useless.
It's
Oh,
just showing
distraction,
off,
isn't it?
It's just a plot device.
No, sorry, it was a distraction, actually.
Yeah.
Go, Steve, use your powers. Bang, bang, bang.
Go
I
on.
did.
Show off to the busty lady you like.
That was a quick edit.
But I love you, Doctor. It's about
okay.
it's about your tits, Steve.
Yeah, it's all about the man boobs.
We had time to do the tits as well as the penis.
Notice the ab work I've done.
You can now do like.
Oh, poor granny. She's got a whole life ahead of her.
That's a countdown. Viewer gone. I wish it was like Bugsy Malone. I wish they were firing like flans at each other.
That'd be a good idea. You could do like super violent movies and put pie everywhere.
Yeah. Imagine Haley's pie. No. So this is Manchester, I think, or part of it is. It's a comp of different things. But when they get to the dock, it's Liverpool.
Yeah, very cool. I do like the dock scene.
That's Manchester behind her. I recognise that building.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even cop a feel. Well done. He really has got a good heart.
Oh. Yeah.
He's probably running away now thinking, shit, should have copped a feel.
Yeah. See, he's just got closer to a woman than he ever has. He should be running away with a stiffy. a massive one, because it's been treated. That's a bit clumsy. I thought this looked quite awkward as an effect, actually, but it didn't look fake. It just looked a bit awkward somehow.
Well, I think it's supposed to look awkward because he's doesn't know quite how to like run and stuff yet, does he?
Fair point. And the other thing is, he's in bare feet. You think he'd be going like, ow, 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 ow.
I know.
But not quite.
That said, it does look quite smooth, that concrete, so it's not like gravelly or anything.
Yeah. See, it's inner city Manchester. He should be running through like vomit and shit. So this is
spill kebab from the night before.
Stop and have a taste. This is Liverpool.
So just nothing but just like chuck scouts on the floor.
Yeah. All those years and I've still never tried it.
It's nice, actually. Though it is basically just, casserole.
Yeah.
Always picking on the ginger kid.
Yeah. Mind you, if they were really prejudiced in that way, Steve wouldn't bother. He'd go fulfill your boots as a ginger.
Can you imagine that was a line of dialogue? Go ahead, it's
Oh,
ginger.
dear.
Can you imagine that if Steve just went home now? He was just like, what happened? Well, he took a kid. He took a kid? Yeah, he was ginger. Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry, sir. I got the guy. Oh, really? What happened to the kid? Well, yeah.
Well, I can't explain that.
Oh, I don't know.
Fortunately, sir, the ginger kid survived. Oh, damn.
Bugger.
What happened to the kid? I don't know. Something to do with administrative error, paperwork. I don't know.
It's true.
I dyed his hair for him, and now he's been rehabilitated into society.
He's now legally strawberry blonde.
Strawberry blonde, that's it.
Legally, yes.
Legally strawberry blonde.
He had to live as strawberry blonde for a year with a wig on first to convince doctors he was serious about the lifestyle change.
He's going for the Oscar this year.
Who is?
Chris Evans in this scene.
Oh, I see. He didn't get one.
There's also a quote from Scott Pilgrim. No, that's a lie.
I was going to say which one. But...
He's one of the 7 evil exes.
Oh, yeah, no, but, like, what quote?
Where he goes, I'm going for the Oscar this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
See,
I didn't know for a minute.
See,
I
my
got mixed
favourite
up
line
with
of
another
dialogue is actually, he just looks at his phone and goes, ha, that's hilarious.
That's actually hilarious. That's a good film.
I hated it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an onslaught on the censors.
I hated it. It's my least favourite Edgar Wright film by a fucking mile.
Oh yes,
I mean,
yeah.
I absolutely loved it when it came out.
No, most people did. Most people
And,
did.
There are others
But-
that I would rate
I am
higher.
generally worried about rewatching it because I might feel the same as Dave does now.
Because most
Yeah.
people I knew it because it was within the sort of my time on social media and stuff, and people I knew just adored it. One of my favourite films, best film of the year and stuff. I went to see it and I was like, I fucking hate this. I can't wait for it to finish. I loathed it.
I'll send you the comments.
Genuinely, viscerally hated it.
It's because the characters are not bad in it, really.
Yeah, they're all pricks.
Well, Scott Pilgrim's a knob.
I know, exactly. That doesn't help. His girlfriend's an asshole as well, and everyone else in it's an
That's
asshole.
why it's so funny.
And it's
because they're
funny.
all knobs.
And it's funny for about 2 minutes when you realise what he's doing, as all his little directorial quirks are really cool for a couple of minutes. After about 15 minutes, I was praying for it to end. Hated it.
No, it's good fun though. But yeah, I watched it on Blu-ray and I was like, oh my god.
Honestly, I've liked everything else he's done.
Yeah. It's one of those things that is very much fan service, so.
We'll revisit it one day because we'll cover Edgar Wright one day.
What's Edgar Wright doing next?
James Bond.
Bond 25.
I can't see him working with the producers, to be honest with you.
No, but he's apparently has previously expressed the desire to do one, but I can't see it. I don't think he's a natural fit.
I think after Craig, maybe they should try. They should do 2 things. Do like a proper, like, follow through story where you follow a
Bond
continuous
follows
arc.
through.
Or you just go like, all right, Bond's big enough now. Let's just do like a series with a Bond actor and just do like high profile director each time and let them do whatever they want and see how we go.
Yeah.
And then just say like something that's like a story that is self-contained. Do whatever you want.
Let's do a Mike Lee one where he just cries over his sink and gets upset about the lack of benefits. Yeah. We'll get what we get now. To be honest, if this film avoids being a disaster, I'll be happy. But that seems to be where we are with every fucking Bond film lately.
Mm.
3 years we're 3 years since the last one, and they have no director and they don't have a
Skyfall did
finalised
really
script.
well, and everyone liked it. So
Yeah. So the general narrative is 2 of the last 4 have been killers. Great, brilliant. They're doing so well, but no, they're not. They're storing up problems. The series is going to die under this sort of stewardship. But anyway, we'll always have Dempsey and Makepeace reruns.
they'll always have pervs and Wade to write the scripts for them.
Yeah.
Third.
It's a good job they only work at McDonald's, because you've only got to give like a week's notice. They could be writing a script next week.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously they've got to pull them away from all their other projects, like
Writing the next Bond film.
Yeah.
well, no, since Bond they've no, I don't know.
Well, apparently they have written like a sequel to Spectre, but they were gonna, but they changed that to go with what Danny Boyle had to offer.
Yeah.
So who knows what's gonna happen now? Might go back to that. I don't know.
It's not the biggest sort of, what's the word? It's not the greatest vote of confidence for the scripts, is it?
Mm.
You know, that like, oh, we'll go back to that one. That one we dropped. But I mean, none of us actually know what's going on, so I'm not going to panic yet. But they're 3 years from the last film, and they're nowhere. It's a fucking joke. But you look at what they've written, right? I've gone to Robert Wade's credits, and he's written a TV miniseries. Before that, Spectre. Before that, Skyfall. Before that, Johnny English Reborn, which was fucking dreadful. Before that, Quantum of Solace. Then Casino Royale. Then something called Stoned I Never Saw. Then something called Return to Sender. Then Johnny English. Then Die Another Day. Then The World Is Not Enough. Then Plunkett and McLean and Let Him Have It. They've hardly written any fucking thing. Let Him Have It's not bad, to be fair.
Which was to Let Him Have It.
Let Him Have It is what's he called? Christopher Eccleston as Derek. I think he's called Derek Bentley. He was that kid who he was the character, the man Derek Bentley got killed because he said "Let him have it." And
Let him have it. That was it.
yeah, and he was hung, and it's always believed he meant let him have the gun, and
rather than shooting him.
prosecution said he shot him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad film, but it's a very TV film. But yeah, they've hardly written anything.
I remember doing that for my GCSE English, I think.
One of the top 3 franchises of all time, and they've got 2 writers who've done fuck all except really half-assed Bond scripts. Piss poor. Anyway, he's in his first ludicrous outfit.
Still better than one in Avengers.
Yeah, it is. He should have turned up in that. And the Hulk should have turned up as just Mark Ruffalo with a couple of those Hulk hands
That would
on.
have been good fun.
Just painted green.
And occasionally going, roar.
Yeah, just Mark Ruffalo painted green. Go grrr.
Grrr. Hey, they like him. And the totty.
Yeah. Oh look, it's not Kevin Eldon. I don't think that is Kevin, you know.
No, it is.
No.
No, I actually
not
think
Kevin Eldon.
it's actually Hitler.
It probably is Hitler, yeah.
Adolf
Is he-
from Beyond the Grave.
He's not that busy these days,
Busy being dead.
we think. I've been South America, very old now.
With Lord Lucan
Well over 100 years old. With Lord Lucan, yeah. And
And-
Shergar.
and Shergar, that's it.
And Madeleine McCann.
Oh, dear, dear.
Oh God.
That's pushing it too far. She'll never be found, I think.
Yeah, because we were in totally good taste before I mentioned that.
Yeah, she'll be forever wandering the ether.
Oh, just
Well, you
ask
never
her.
know. She might. It could easily be someone like turns up claiming to be, and it'll be a big sort of question whether it generally is her or.
It's not an episode of Dynasty, Chris.
But it could happen though. You
Alex,
never know with
yeah.
these things.
Well, I did see in the news recently that there was a Dutch murder mystery. Like there's a the boy who was killed, and then 20 years later they found out who done it due to DNA. So it might be one of those sort of cases where she'll turn up 20 years later. Oh, hello, alive and well.
The whole thing fucking disgusts me. She never should have been left.
No, I just.
If they were a working class family, they'd have had a much harder fucking ride.
Yeah,
Because they're vaguely posh and middle class, they're seen as fucking victims rather than child neglect.
Yeah.
Well, they played it really well, and it's just like, I mean...
And the police are painted as the villains as well.
I mean,
I'm not buying into the conspiracy theories. There's no fucking evidence they didn't.
No, exactly.
They
I
went
don't
out for a
agree.
deal, which they shouldn't have done.
I don't agree.
But anyway, enough about a horrible story about a
moving
child that's
on.
probably dead somewhere.
Yeah, no, so what? Yeah,
We're waiting
I agree
for
with
the
Dave.
return of Hayley Atwell's breasts.
Oh, we've got the girls here.
Oh, they'll do for me.
Oh dear.
Playing that
My
same
stripy
song.
boots.
Oh, he's performing monkey.
Oh,
How better?
yes.
That's some symbolism there, folks.
That's what it is.
So who's her employer then? Because is she S.H.I.E.L.D. or what? Because she sort of is, but she seems to be Army as well.
I think she's Army. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is formed after this.
Hello, I'm British, don't you know? May I join your army?
Yes, of course you can.
Super. Do you mind if I put on some lipstick and tell the boys what to do?
Yes, please. Thank you, Daniel.
That is pretty much how she speaks in this.
To be fair, I look magnificent.
There's only two options, you know? We could redub this, it'd be quite funny.
I'd be great.
It'd be funny, into the accents, like Chumley Warner from, bloody hell.
We conquered Berlin and we're going to rename it Chiddingfold-on-Sea.
Dear, dear. Homefield, there we are.
I'll stop being all emotional, go and kick some people in the bottom. Literally. That's what
Plenty
we
of bad
actually
embroidery
should do.
incidents, wouldn't that suffice?
Women,
Oh
know
my
your
God.
limits.
That's
That's probably my favourite, like, Homefield.
Oh dear.
I preferred, there was a few I preferred to that. I preferred The Life in 1990, that was funny. And he did one on he did the conjugal rights guide as well.
Oh god.
Basically, it was a 1940s good sex guide, which was just really funny.
No, you're conjugal right.
And it was talking about what to do if you have trouble uniting your unmentionables. And, it was saying things like never be indecent, so develop some kind of code language. So they're having sex in complete darkness, you can't see anything. And he says, is the train in Paddington yet, Mrs. Chumley Warner? And she says, no, I'm afraid it's in Colchester. Ouch.
I love how they still call each other like Mr. and Mrs. I think that's quite funny.
Yeah.
I can imagine, like, had they made such a video in the 40s, that's how it would be. And they probably did, and it was, but there we are.
Yeah, I seem to remember, and we're not talking much. I think it's this bit of the film dragged a bit for me. But he's about to go and kick Botty.
He's about to actually be Captain America.
Yeah.
Emily. And she's going to stand and look tremendous. But Steve, what are you going to wear? I've got to go. Would you like to see my helmet?
It does look cool though when he's just him in his like jacket and
Yeah, this mid sort of point in the uniform sort of evolution's really good. I could do more than that. Oh. That wasn't what I was
hey,
expecting.
where's my A? there's a guy she likes to fondue with.
Graphic talk of fondue, and she's put on a Brosnan style cravat look.
She's turning into Bros. She means business.
She got a pain face on.
I bet she's never ripped a scrotum in a DP5 though. Stark is the best civilian pilot I've ever seen, and his son's will be tremendous in a few years' time. Trust me.
I believe you two will get on. As crazy as that may sound right now.
Yes. Like, he might twat around a bit, but don't blame on him.
You might hate each other first, but
you know, being jealous of his father is just silly. He had fondue. I didn't suck him off or anything.
Even though both probably be a bit cheesy.
Yes. and warm. But yeah, it's a bit of a step up in effects, I have to say. But also because it's stylised and of its era. The bar's a bit lower anyway. But yeah, I don't like the Red Skull character at all. Every time he's on the screen, it's just like, oh, come on, move on, move on.
What is it about him you just don't like? Is it just nothing?
It just
generic.
feels like insert villain, yeah. Thematically, it works if you think about it, because obviously he's got like a botched version of the serum, and it's accentuated all the bad parts of him. So it does actually make sense in the story. But I never enjoyed him, and I like Hugo Weaving quite a lot, but I just didn't.
I think he has presence, but again, I think I would have liked to have more time with him, a bit, establish a few more things about him.
Chris, are you suggesting they could have made 2 films before with Captain America before they'd moved on to the Avengers?
No, but I think it would have been a good idea.
You should have said.
Yeah, you know, I think you might be onto something there, Dave.
Yeah.
You never know.
All right, I'll claim it then.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Oh, God. You heard it here first.
You fisted your nurse or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one. You heard it here first.
Yes. All right, we're just having a chat. That's the problem with a lot of the action.
Oh.
We didn't actually see anything there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's not a great action director at all.
Oh. I've got a spooky chair, you have to excuse me.
That's all right. He's not a true hero, though. He hasn't narrowed his eyes or pursed his lips once.
He's clearly not Bond. He's not doing it right.
No. No pain face.
Rubbish. Just nothing compared to
No
Buzz.
chit chat.
No small talk. This is really a bad interrogation. It's a lost art.
Yeah, too much of the actions like that. We don't see enough of what this guy can do at all.
No.
And
He needs to have his own film.
at this stage, it's meant to be like a tease, I think. But when he unleashes his powers, it becomes a montage. So you don't really see anything there either. And I'm not even sure he's a captain.
Is he a real captain?
He hasn't been in the army. He wasn't an officer.
I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to
He
Marvel.
hasn't flown the Enterprise once.
Dear Mr. Feige, I wish to complain.
Yes. He's a corporal at best.
Sergeant Major America.
Yes.
Corporal America.
And also, he was only on the East Coast. We didn't see him represent all of America, so he should be Corporal East Coast.
They spent time over here in England as well, so obviously Manchester, Liverpool, Black
Or
Park.
Corporal Original 13 Colonies. That should be his name.
Corporal 13 Colony.
Yes.
This is where we meet the randomly selected soldiers who.
No, there's some good character work there because one of them's grown a moustache.
one
He's wearing a bowler
one
hat
of
and
them's
he
like.
was in Desperate Housewives.
Well, you can tell he's French because he's got like a thin moustache and a beret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to...
Great if he never came back there, wouldn't it? If he just left it. That was it. Like,
And one's got a bowler hat and.
you all look so big. He should
He's
be
classy.
British. If he's, you should.
Yeah.
You should. If he's got a bowler hat, he should be carrying a copy of the Times and a pot of
A
milk.
briefcase.
And smoking
Doing
a
a silly
cat
walk.
and smoking a pipe.
Yes.
We could have been doing a silly walk.
And he should be called Carruthers.
Carruthers. Do you know any... I don't know anybody called Carruthers.
Yeah, but you're not posh like me.
No, do you know somebody called Carruthers?
No. Oh no, I know someone who was called Carruthers, but she's married someone else now.
Oh. Chris, do you know anybody called Carruthers?
I do. I know a couple of Carruthers, yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
And then Chris is
Super posh.
black gentry.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
Ills. Moving into an manor. Ills.
He's training to be Nursey, that one who works beside the Queen.
Yes. Here's you.
Which works quite well because I do have another fetish, so.
Yeah, and
Oh.
and am I pleased to see you, or did I just put a canoe in my pocket?
Thigh slappingly good.
Oh,
If
Mail.
Stephen Fry ever steps down, you can replace the voiceover.
What, Stephen
Oh,
Fry?
If he ever steps down from being on TV and being on Twitter, all the rest of it, they need somebody else to play.
I'd struggle to revoice his Twitter account. It's not.
Well, no, but steps down from being on TV, for example. So
What, being a national like treasure and all that?
yes,
He's just had cancer, hasn't he?
he's had a birthday as well, and I think he said something on lines of he's just glad to be here because he's had a bit of a difficult time with it. So
Yeah.
Stephen Fry really loves
Did you see the photos just off the point? Did you see the photos of Kevin Smith with the weight he's lost?
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Because he had a birthday earlier in the month, and it was his first since that heart attack, and he's lost.
Yeah, that was
a lot of weight.
5-6 months ago, and he's lost most of his body weight.
Yeah.
So he's gone like sort of vegan, non-dairy,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Vegan.
completely plant-based diet.
Yeah.
Completely changed the way he looks and feels and eats as well. I just think that's a complete transformation. Well done to him.
Have you
He's
seen,
literally half the money he used to be.
Have you seen Kevin Smith?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, I missed that. I thought you still talking about Stephen Fry.
No, Kevin Smith. He's lost 50 pounds, but he looks like he's lost a lot more because he's still
Yeah.
he's still like 206 pounds or something, which is like what's that? That's 14 stone 10 or something. So he looks a lot smaller than that, given he's only about 5'9". But yeah,
He sort of traditionally, sort of typically wears like really baggy sort of clothes as well, doesn't he?
Yeah,
So-
no, but he actually looks slim now.
He does. You can see it in his face. But well done to him though. I think it was the turnaround that he needed.
Yeah, because he was really big at one point.
Very big, yeah. Yeah, because he's lost 50 pounds, but he'd already lost a lot of weight. He was far below his peak weight.
Yeah, he was. I think he's lost weight and then some.
Oh, if that had been Bond, he'd have stopped it at 007. And then he'd have narrowed his eyes,
I don't
pursed
know.
his lips, and cheated on Adrian Carter, probably.
Yeah, the Brits can't do it. Sorry, the Yanks can't do it like the Brits can.
Yeah. No, we are not so different, you and I.
I was thinking about that today, Blackadder. He goes, "Oh, we finally meet."
Yeah.
Bang! What a puff!
Yeah, oh yeah. What a puff! Yeah, that was it. I was showing my visitor those some clips from Blackadder earlier, and I did show him of all the flash art sketches. Oh, you treat your kite like you treat your woman. What do you mean? Take her at home at the weekend to meet your mother? No, get her inside her 5 times a day and take her to heaven and back.
What did he make of that? Had you seen it before?
No.
Oh.
And
Did you find it funny?
yes.
Good. Good on you, Ken. We love you lots.
Speak for yourself. I'm going to
So, what do you prefer, Blackadder or Bottom?
That sounds a bit rude.
It's difficult to ask a male guest if they like Bottom.
Excuse me, do you like...
Do you like Bottom? No, not that!
Depends who's bottom and which you're speaking.
His face when we were like watching Bottom was
really?
a fucking picture, because he'd never seen anything quite like it.
I think my favourite's still like the Christmas episode.
Gold, Frankenstein, and Grr. Anything with Spud Guns in it. Funny, the bit where they're watching Emmerdale,
Spud Gun's classic.
and he's going, "Look at that bloke! Goes into the wool pack, given a load of money, and told drink as much as you like.
You
bastard!
You bastard. Oh dear.
I was wondering, how did he get into that? Because it's like sideways.
With difficulty.
I quite like the first episode, the very first episode of Bottom, where they like put on the pheromone sex spray.
I need to go back and revisit those.
It's just so funny, the first episode. We are men of science!
No one does creepy, like, come on eyes like Rick Mail did in that, where he's like, ugh.
What was it? Tizer?
Tizer.
Yeah, thank you very much, your mom. This is literally like, I think this is the first time we really see the skills. Yeah, I mean, he's had some fights on the way to get there, but we see Rick can really launch himself, and then we sort of cut away almost instantly. What do you reckon the G stands for? Do you reckon he's Steve Gerald Rogers?
Gimboid.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I reckon Gerald. George?
Yeah, probably George.
I doubt it's Gimboid, but good guess.
Gimboid, Gertrude?
Gregory?
Gregory, maybe Gregory.
Edward Elizabeth Hitler. She's a corporal, okay. Oh no, he's telling him to go, not she's a corporal. Okay.
Listeners, if you could come up with hilarious middle names beginning with G.
Just don't bother writing to us to be a shit subject.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, you writing us an email just to go, Gertrude would be funny. No, it's not.
I said it already, sorry.
I had faith.
Did you know?
Yes, she did.
Oh.
I also had Listen Without Prejudice Volume 1.
What the hell is going on out there?
I'd gone off him by the time he released Older.
Oh. Poor George.
Mm.
Nope.
Appearing on a teaser trailer coming your way soon.
George's ghost. Now appearing in Black Park.
Well, yeah.
No, not now, but in this section.
He was quite fond of parks.
Oh dear.
Damn lucky bastards get to ride on while everyone else walks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
but
fair at all.
Steve walks. Steve would walk, though. The character would walk. That makes sense.
Excuse me.
And this really is kind of the end of the film for me.
Yeah.
From here on, it's nowhere near as good.
Well,
It kind of ends several times, doesn't it?
There's
Has a few endings.
there's no more actual story though. Really,
No.
it's just like
Let's see a montage of his powers, and then let lead us to the bit where he has to get on that plane.
yeah.
There's just a bit of a wait between here and there. Wait.
You're late.
Dope.
It's a good job when he did freeze to death. He wasn't like grasping her picture in one hand and something else in the other, like that guy in Pompeii when they, was just basically
He's just having it.
frozen for eternity with his dick.
Having a wank.
Yeah.
Or at least he died happy.
Well, no, he hadn't finished.
It was literally in that one moment. He was like, oh, and then.
That's
I hope he died
Becca's
happy.
impression of a man coming there.
Oh! No, but literally like at the last minute and caught by surprise, and you're like,
Ooh!
See, this is like a naturally ending for a film, isn't it?
It is. This is where it should finish.
yeah, this is where it should actually end, right here.
Captain, that's your cue.
That's your cue, come on. Marvel, that's your cue to finish the film.
He had some business to attend to.
Oh, look, there's Stanley. I thought he'd be taller.
I don't think we had those kind of airships in that over London. That is stylised, I think.
That's, yeah. Did he fail? Can't fight in here, this is the war room.
Right,
There's no fighting in the war room.
Right, we
No.
appreciate, Steve, we appreciate your help, but basically your training's been doing a load of press-ups and then being zapped with some rays. What the fuck do you know?
All of a sudden he's a master strategist.
I mean, basically, you've just suggested a plan where we run into the fucking sea. You're a twat at this.
Well,
Then
that's a good point. I mean, like that super soldier sperm hasn't sort of developed tactical skills as far as we know, has it?
No.
I mean, in the Avengers, where he says, call it, Cap, he should really be going, oh, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't even know my way round. They've built loads of shit since I was last here.
I don't know.
That's a good point, though. It's like,
Yeah. There's a lot for him to take on board.
Tony, you have a home here and you've been a superhero for about 4 years. I'm quite happy to do what you want.
so basically, what you're saying is,
Just say, all right, no, it's all right, Cap. Just say some motivational stuff, and if you see the Hulk, just say smash.
so what you're saying is, Tommy Lee Jones's character is right. He needed someone who was a bit more military trained.
Well, evidently not, because he's been doing all right. But I do wonder if that's what went wrong at the start of Age of Ultron. You've basically got someone whose whole training's been a load of press-ups that he couldn't even do. I think he should ask Agent Carter out. I think they should go dancing.
Don't be daft. How are you and me? You ask her out then.
Oh, that's true. All right, scrub that. Don't go.
Go with that Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, go and ask her, and then me and Chris will like draw straws, or just take turns.
On a wish or a prayer that she might take pity.
Yeah. I was planning to just cry and hope for the best. Nah, she's nothing special. I could take it or leave it, honest. Wonderful casting. I have got a download of Agent Carter now. I'm quite looking forward to it when I get round to it. Resting the eye. The eye seems to be nearly fixed, so I might watch it this week. Jack Ryan's out on Friday, so I want to watch that as well.
Oh, very exciting.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to borrow
Borrow?
somebody's Amazon Prime and have a look.
Yeah, you borrow mine. It's out on Friday.
Woohoo!
Basically, it will have been released by the time listeners hear this, but yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, because we're recording this early because Chris is moving house just to stay one step ahead of the feds.
Oh dear.
His safe house has been compromised.
Obviously, being Batman.
I think it's because he's a former Batman. He gets he gets a Secret Service detail for the rest of his life now. Your turn next year, Becca.
Oh dear.
Let's get doing some press-ups.
I think I have, yes.
Mind you, Chris did fuck all in.
He did one armed.
No, I was so good that he didn't even know it was there.
No.
You're so good at doing
To keep
push-ups.
the illusion, he let all the crimes still happen. So
Hey, there would have been far a lot more. You know, the stuff I've stopped. Jesus Christ.
Well, he stopped all the crime, but he just didn't hear about it.
To be fair, I wasn't murdered last year.
But yeah, we're all still here, so well done.
Yeah, go on, Steve. Have her. Have me. I'm a love albatross.
No, Arbiter.
Didn't she make out
Simon
with
Wells.
Chris Hemsworth in Rush as well?
She did. Well, he shagged her, didn't he? Basically in the hospital because he went in after an accident.
And that
So
was
she's
very
working her way around all the
that was very bonding as well, wasn't it?
all the Marvel lovies.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
She's quite sexually aggressive here, isn't she, Natalie?
Yes. Fortunately.
It's not what it looked like. I was just going to finger. No, it didn't look
no.
like.
She forced herself on me. Trust me.
Trust me.
She fell over. Oh, she fell over. Oh, she fell over again.
Oh, I tripped and my tongue just fell in her lap.
My trousers fell down.
I don't know what been fun doing.
And
I looked down
I had a splint in my pocket which migrated to my penis and pushed it into an upward position.
Oh god.
Yeah, plausible. They'll still go on a date soon. Be alright. Is Steve Rogers a virgin though?
I would have thought so.
I would have thought so too.
What a question. I've never entertained that thought ever.
Well, it's quite an obvious one, really.
I suppose.
Well,
It's not even a salacious question. It's a genuine. What's
No. I would probably say yes as well.
Cause he says he's had no interest in from women.
No,
so
he hasn't spoken to
And when he
to
talks
girls.
through the car, it's like the longest conversation he's ever had with a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
yeah.
stop he's like paying for it or anything. So no, he probably is.
Obviously, the shield is not vibration absorbent because when he shoots it earlier, it goes clang.
Perhaps it's a guitar built into it.
Goes twang, 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 twang. Pretty cool, though. I wonder how many shots it took to get that right.
What, you mean she killed several out of you? John
Well, no, it's one of those things.
John Krasinski was cast as Captain America. He was killed 2/3 of the way
Sadly,
through.
he passed away.
Then he was actually the 5th Captain America cast in this film.
Oh, hello.
Oops, I
Sexy
shot
cat.
it.
Sexy cap.
Coming next year, Brandon Lee is.
Oh, wow.
Oh
I think we're
god,
gonna...
that's dark.
That is very dark.
But scratch
That's a
that.
cool shot. From beyond. Beyond.
Well, actually, I think the guy who actually did shoot him is dead now. He died recently.
Oh. I never knew.
What did he die of?
I don't remember. Karma.
Yeah,
Oh.
That was it was a real fuck up on the set. It's the technicians that really should be.
It's quite an ill-fated film.
Well, there's all those like the conspiracy theories about someone like slipped in an actual gun on set and things like that.
Well, if you watch, what's that stupid fucking film that they did on him? Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Yeah.
Jesus, that had a ridiculous theory.
With the whole curse thing.
Michael Massey died. Actually, it's a couple of years ago now. He died of stomach cancer.
Hmm.
He was in loads of stuff, actually. I recognise him from a load of things.
That's a shot that's used in the Marvel. logo now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Marvel have just got all this stuff right now.
Yeah.
Hey, this is pre the Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not so much Vanilla Sky in this film. That was a bit fake. He's got some big teeth, hasn't he? I think he wears prosthetic teeth for this outfit.
I would have thought so, yeah.
See, once he's like in the mask, he just comes less interesting. I preferred it when he
Far
was
less
just
interesting.
I preferred it to Hugo Weaving.
I
To
just don't care at this stage. It doesn't really fit the film either.
No, it looks a bit weird. What does he look?
Evidently not.
Evidently not. Bang.
Yes, considerably.
Yeah, it's literally considerably, isn't it? Very much like that.
This is where I nearly walked out. I was getting so fucking bored by this point.
Yeah, it's a bit like, get on with it.
Because it's the Bucky death stuff, and I don't care.
No, it's just to build up the story. What was that?
This outfit looks alright though. It looks better than the one in the Avengers.
It's nice and paddy, isn't it? It's nice and sort of... It looks a lot more tactical, like...
Mind you, a child's Wonder Woman outfit would look better than the one in the Avengers.
Oh, God.
My favourite's the one from the Winter Soldier, but it is slightly less iconic in design, so I can understand why they didn't stick with it. But he always looks alright now. See, I want him to play the role forever, but he's not going to, obviously. He just looks so different as the Winter Soldier anyway, so...
He does.
He is almost like a completely different character.
But he doesn't look quite right as the Winter Soldier, though. I mean, he looks like just right for the role here.
Yeah.
As his fresh face and that, but he's... I don't know, you just tell he doesn't look dogged enough.
Yeah. Put another 10 years on him, he could play a Felix Leiter or something.
Yeah.
But, see, if they wanted to go, like, more realistic, they'd have, like, Steve and Bucky in the present day with lots of, like, racist and homophobic attitudes.
Why not?
Because like...
Go for it.
That's not what we did in our day. You know, anything they ever watch on TV they think's disgusting because it's just morally bankrupt and stuff.
I mean, yeah, where's the lessons in this and stuff?
Yeah.
Where's the moral message?
I know. He's not a real film star like Clark Gable or Douglas Fairbanks.
Hang on, Bucky.
Or don't. We really don't care at this stage. Oh.
The thing is, everything about that scene is just completely rushed.
I know.
There's no sort of.
There was virtually no set up to it. Scene only started about 2 minutes ago. And then he's all gutted over a character that's had about 3 minutes of screen time.
So you could have, if you just spent a little bit more time in that scene and made that more tense, we could have instantly sort of saved that, made it a bit more. Would have made a bit more investment in him and made it a bit more like, oh, this is something actually quite sad because it's quite a tough scene because he nearly saved him and he didn't.
Yeah, but the steak was ready. Don't want the steak to be overdone, do you?
No. Because if you leave it, it'll just, you know...
Eating a burnt steak because Chris wanted to piss about on the train for a bit longer.
See, I bet that steak tastes really nice, but I bet everything else is bland as fuck.
Yeah, but after about 17 takes of eating the fucking thing, he's probably sick of it. Probably about 5 cows mauled to make this film. I don't eat meat. Evil, you see. Hitler was vegetarian though, wasn't he?
He was.
Oi.
Well, so I'm told.
What, you weren't there?
No. I can't say I've ever asked him his opinion on it, to be honest with you, but...
What, you don't even know any of his mates or anything?
No.
A year as Batman, we thought you'd be quite in with famous people and shit.
Yeah, but sadly he was, like, you know, dead. So...
Yeah, but he's got friends and relatives and shit, hasn't he?
Yeah, I just never came across him.
First question I'd ask if you gave me Batman stuff.
Well, actually, my first question is, did he really have one ball?
Yeah. And is the other actually in the Albert Hall? And would they have put it there if it wasn't a venue that rhymed with ball? I mean, did they ever consider, like, Lancaster
It's
Gate?
like what Gervais said, like, you know, if it generally was there, it'll be on full-on display in an egg cup. Alright.
Yeah. I mean, did they ever consider putting it in Lancaster Gate or something? And then thought, that doesn't rhyme. Becca, Hitler's balls. Thoughts?
Lancaster Gate and the other with his mate.
Where in London would you put one of his testicles if you had free choice?
I choose to narrow it in the air and have it land in Berkeley Square.
Ah. Cool.
I pinched that one from... Oh, bloody hell. That film where he plays everybody.
Okay, who's he?
What, Hitler plays everyone?
Yeah. What, was he like Dick Emery? He's a bit more of an entertainer than I've been led to believe then.
Now my brain's failing.
Why are they wearing all that shit on their faces then?
It's pilot stuff, isn't it?
Oh, pilot stuff. All right.
It's like, well,
Oh,
so
is that
it's like
better?
oxygen, isn't it? Is he drinking schnapps?
Schnapps. Good schnapps.
Seems like it. See, why was he talking to like
Fine,
five
some
of them?
coronets, sorry.
There's about 500 of them behind him, and he talks to the 5 the other side. That doesn't make sense.
Needs a big loudspeaker.
That'd be like walking out on stage at Wembley and then just talking to the stagehands behind you.
Alright, everybody.
Mental.
What are you doing?
He should ask her out. I would. Well, I wouldn't because I'm too chicken shit, and she'd say no. But he should.
Maybe after he's finished this mission. That's very dangerous and high potential of getting frozen for 60 years.
Take her with you. She could be frozen too.
So like Cap likes his women old.
Genuinely got to me in The Winter Soldier when she has dementia and that.
Oh, really sad.
You know, it took a while for me to even realise what was going on.
Mm. Yeah, about halfway through the conversation, she forgets the start of the conversation.
But I think it's how she says it's like, oh, Cap, what's going, you know, but I didn't know what context that she meant that.
Okay. You damn well thought you were worth it. Okay. Honestly, I was climbing the walls for the film to end by this point on first viewing.
Mm. And you still got another 30 minutes. Ish.
No, yeah, ish.
Yeah, I've got about 30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30 minutes. So yeah, that's one of the reasons it won't rank that high. Because it's a beautiful looking film. It sets up what we now know to be a really great character. It manages to play that sort of Boy Scout angle in an era where that sort of thing just shouldn't work at all. They've spun off Hayley Atwell into a character as well, and that's worked really well. To a point, I suppose, because it was cancelled, but we've seen her laced through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, she's even in the first Ant-Man. So it's got to be thought of as a success, but only 70 minutes of it's any good. And it's at its best when he's a little bloke, basically.
Mm.
All of this, I didn't care.
Black Park again.
Yeah, well, it's just all, I think, I say, it's just all rushed.
Well, why don't you just marry Black Park, Becca? No, joking aside, Black Park is in an awful lot of films we love. Isn't it, Becca? You there, Becca? Have we lost Becca?
I don't know.
Can't hear you, Becca.
Oh, well.
We'll keep going for a minute.
Yeah.
It actually looks like an open line when you look at Skype, but we'll see. If you can hear us, Becca, drop us a message.
Oh, yeah, I just dropped out there a minute, but I think it's okay now.
That's all right. I was just saying Black Park. Yeah, because I made fun of you for mentioning Black Park again, which I only meant as a joke, and then you went completely silent. And
sorry, no, there was
a
dropped connection there. Sorry.
No, sorry. But Black Park is in a lot of films we love because it was big in the series.
I think it's probably the only highlight of this sequence, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't care about any of this.
That's quite a good shot, though.
Yeah.
And open. Exploding like. That actually explodes before it hits the gate.
I know, it looks silly. It just looks silly. It reminds me of the episode where all of Homer's food's catching fire. And then he pours some milk on the cereal and it just combusts.
Yeah, all of a sudden crackle.
None of this is as good as Blonsky in The Incredible Hulk. All these people kissed their wives goodbye that morning, went out to work with flamethrowers on their backs.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later, honey.
Roast chicken for dinner. Okay, I'll be back. I might be a little late.
What?
I'll be back at 5.
What? He was killed by Captain America? Oh no.
But he's my best friend.
It's like a scene in Austin Powers.
Yeah.
He was run over by a steamroller.
Very slowly.
And every time they say Erskine, I think Erskip, which is bitter backwards in the episode backwards. Yeah. Yeah, skip it. They don't have any real chemistry, those two, either, which doesn't help. So he's got his one-on-one conversation with the Red Skull, and it's like, nah, they almost don't belong in the same film as each other.
So we meet again.
You're not so different, you and I.
But yeah, as again, it just everything's rushed, so you've got no time to. It's almost as if it could have been 2 films.
That's a great idea, Chris. Do you know what? If they have an Oscar for most sage idea, then they really have shit the bed on these stupid awards. But you'd get it.
Thank you.
It's a pity we can't. It's a pity they probably won't know you're Batman either, because they could announce that.
Damn. Oh well, I'm sure I won't mention it again.
Yeah. Anyone you'd like to thank for this award? Rachel.
Rachel!
Which would upset any women you might date that aren't called Rachel, of course, when you go to the stage and thank Rachel.
I mean, I do wonder, like, you know, I'm not saying Peggy's not capable in this film, but why is she even there?
She's there to stand around intense and look intense, funny enough. No, she's there she's there to add, you know, pathos to the fact that he's going to be taken from his time at the end of the film.
Yeah, she's got to be there to give him a kiss goodbye before he gets on there.
Or, you know, buxom in uniforms and that, one of the two. I've never had any problem she's in it, but yeah, she's not actually used.
But the same with
that,
Tommy Lee Jones, though, to be fair. It's like...
What, he's buxom too. and looks good in uniform. Do you think he should invite him to go to
So is Hugo Weaving, to be fair.
Oh, she's a murderer now. That's put me right off her. You're late, and you're also a murderer, so I'm just going to go and do that one from Game of Thrones, alright? Bye.
You're a murderer. That's really make my winky go small now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yes. My superhero Willie has now shrunk to 4 feet. I don't think that the Infinity Stones hadn't been that well trailed at this point either, so that was all a bit like, that looked like a really pointless MacGuffin, which we later find it's not really.
I mean, do a really good job with Thanos.
They do.
But by the time we get to Infinity War, he literally is like, sod it, I'll just get him. And it's just, it takes like... It doesn't take very long for him to just get the majority of them themselves anyway. You think, why didn't you just do that anyway?
Yeah, if I knew it was going to be this easy, I wouldn't have taken like fucking 9 years over it. Yeah. Oh, that's bad blue screen work.
That's a bit dodgy, I must admit.
The effects aren't bad in this, but that looked a bit dodgy. Hello. Want a lift?
Lift, please. Oh, thank you. Get in. I said get in.
Bond reference?
Yeah. I get in all the bad references like Quantum and Die Another Day.
Yeah, they're not in the same fucking league as each other, believe
Death
me.
for dinner.
No, I know.
Sex for dinner and death for breakfast.
Don't get those two mixed up.
Oh, that could be very painful.
Or you get it wrong with death for dinner, then sex for breakfast.
Well, that was what
Fucking a corpse.
Brosnan would do that.
Oh yeah, he loved a bit of that.
Yeah. What do you think, Pierce? Narrows his eyes, purses his lips. Oh, that's what you think. It is a sign of what Craig has done with the role, that like when we watch Pierce now, it's like what a limited actor to play this role, and actually Bond was always fairly one-dimensional. But now when you watch it, it's just like, fucking hell, is that it? Is that all he can do?
He can do so much more. He does the pain face.
And narrows his eyes and purses his lips. That's it. That's his two expressions.
And then Daniel Craig also pouts his way through the films, I noticed.
But he doesn't actually pout, he just has very, very full lips. I don't think he's deliberately pouting.
Yeah,
no, I know he's not deliberately pouting. He looks like he might be.
A naturally pouty face.
He does, yeah.
I mean, it's not like Black Widow. He's not bending over and pouting as a job application. Do you know, the music to Thunderbirds would work quite well on this.
They would.
Performed by Becca Andrews and the London Symphony Orchestra.
And the London Orchestra. And the Salisbury Novichok Orchestra.
The nerve of those guys.
Shocking. Positively shocking. Oh, gotcha. That was a good shot.
Mm. No! Oh, I'm a murderer too. I can do it. I could do Agent Carter now. Awesome.
Good.
Double murder.
Let's kill them all.
She's too good. She's too good for me now. Shit. What do I do? What do I do here morally? Shit. This is dramatically ungripping.
That's kind of cool, though.
I mean, it's very Joe Johnson.
Oh, so you weren't impressed by the action in Rocketeer?
I have to say I wasn't that impressed by The Rocketeer.
Oh.
I didn't dislike it particularly, but it was fine. It was fine. Timothy Dalton fucking nearly rescued it by himself. Because I don't like the lead very much. I didn't like Billy Campbell. The only thing I've ever liked Billy Campbell in is when he played that fucking... he cameoed in an episode of Frasier and he was really funny in it. So I'm not a big lover of him, but like Timothy Dalton was awesome in it. I loved it. He even went German for a full 5 seconds.
That's my favourite line delivery. It's just
so
so
funny.
hammy.
He's Timothy Dalton, Timothy Dalton, Timothy Dalton. We're not a different you and I. Timothy Dalton, Timothy Dalton. It was like it was like Ian McKellen in that extras extra, you know. Syrian, Syrian, Syrian. Thou you shall not pass, Syrian, Syrian, Syrian. That was
And I'll blow her brains all over the cabin. just like,
So funny.
What did you say? Should have brought these.
it wasn't lies, Jenny. It was acting.
Use your acting, Gary. Oh, who wrote that as dialogue? You don't give up, do you? Nope.
No.
Nope. We don't care. It was good when he was a little bloke, and it was good when he was having awkward conversations with Hayley Atwell, and apart from that, I'm not that bothered. Erskine was good. It's just over half of a really great film.
No, I like the aesthetic, and I like the set pieces.
Yeah, it's got a lovely look and feel to it. I can't say I love the set pieces. I mean, in concept, yeah, but I mean that's
just it. I just wish we had more time with them to establish a lot more tension and.
There is a way they could have got around that, Chris.
Yeah. Really? Tell me more.
Well, they could have done like a second film.
What? What kind of like almost like make it into 2 films rather than 1?
That's right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
And then by the time he's like, call it Cat, we wouldn't be going, but he's only done 5 press-ups. Which is 4.5 more than the previous Batman did, admittedly. Chris did half a press-up one night, then drank a bottle of whiskey. Quite an exercise regimen.
Yeah, I did half a press-up and then did a commentary, so... Just go show what half press we do.
Went to the gym, literally started working out, got a message from me going, "Are we podcasting?" and immediately left the gym, came home, sat down, called into us, and then drank whiskey for the rest of the evening.
Or watch GoldenEye.
Yeah, it got slow.
That's my dedication to the show.
Yeah.
So you can't say that
Who'd have thought holding something extremely that powerful and reliable will disintegrate you?
Yeah, but if you stand and look at it and shout a bit and roar, you might be alright.
I think when we all saw that, we thought, yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah. He probably thought, I'll be back.
Apart from Yuga Evening, thought, are we done now?
I ain't fucking doing that again. He never slagged it off. He never came off like a Natalie Portman that he's above it somehow. He just said, I tried it, it was fine, but it's not really for me. It's not really my sort of thing. Like, well, fair enough. I mean, he's playing the Red Skull, so you can recast that quite easily.
What's going on?
Well, they kind of have, haven't they?
Mm. Something's going.
This is how bored I am with the film. I've resorted to checking social media. So there's a production website called The Production Weekly, and apparently it says a prominent production news website, Production Weekly, currently has Bond 25 registered under the web entitled Shutterhand.
Yeah.
I don't think that's correct.
I've never heard of that source, so it's meaningless.
Well, no, exactly. Random source come from nowhere. Ridiculous.
It could end up as Shatterhand. It could. But
I would love it to be Shutterhand. Oh my god.
Believe in it. I don't, because I don't want them to touch fucking Blofeld again. They fuck that character up nearly every time
they
they
do
try
Shutterhand,
it.
they'll do it properly.
No, they won't. They haven't done fuck all.
Can you imagine if they recast Blofeld again?
They are. Well, yeah, they're gonna have to, aren't they? So.
Charles Grey.
No, but with Craig in the role, like it's not Christoph Waltz, it's someone else.
If they want to bring him back, by all means.
Generally, for each actor, there's been a new Blofeld, so
but they absolutely fucking fluffed it last time.
Yeah, they really did.
I'm not interested in the character particularly, and just paying homage to a book no one's fucking read anyway, apart from really die-hard Bond fans. It's just like, fucking leave it. It didn't work.
It's in You Only Live Twice.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, even casuals who've read a few of the books haven't tended to have read that.
Well, some of those things, you know, if you read the books, for example, it's not exactly prominent, but...
Well, yeah, because you've got to get, like, 9 books in to get to it. Or something like that.
If you're a fan, then chances are you've read the books or be working through it.
No,
it's not canon, for example.
Most fans haven't read the books. Most fans have not read the books.
No, but you'll get there at some point during your fandom.
I will, but I'm saying most fans have not read the books.
Mm.
There's no reason to do Shatterhand to carry on that Spectre story.
Oh god, no. But then you'd have the trilogy, wouldn't you? So.
But you don't need it. If you want to do Blofeld again, plot it out properly over an actor's run. Now stop it, I'm all emotional, Hayley's upset.
Oh, make Hayley cry.
I want to sit down in front of a log fire and give her a cup of cocoa.
No, give her a hug.
No, I'm a gentleman and we're not married.
No.
But just a cup of cocoa.
What? I hope to be there for the rebound.
Well, yeah, there is that. Quite a sort of spongy, fat rebound. But, you know... But at least you'll get a nice soft landing. Hooray! We've won the war.
Well done, troops.
Hooray! How should we celebrate?
Against a fraction of the Nazis, which no one knows about.
Yay! And
I nearly twice bigger.
And then how should we celebrate?
The captain.
Let's wait 21 years and win the World Cup.
And then we won't shut up about it.
How's that going to be a song?
Yeah, the players who won the World Cup, those who are still alive, their whole jobs now is to walk around talking about when they won the World Cup. Because they're asked about it, to be fair. I'm not suggesting it's ego or anything, but basically, because we've had no success since, we're still looking at these old men going on about winning the World Cup.
And we're still holding on to that as if it's like...
I know. Well, they're slowly dying off now. But it's no knock on them at all. I'm just saying we've had no success since. Aww.
No.
But I loved him.
Never got that dance.
Loved him.
No, they did. Never had that dance at all.
She'll have to go by herself and just sort of boogie in the corner.
No, Vicky in by herself.
She'll just have to find someone else and have a life.
She does. We know she does. But what I love is it's a bit like, there isn't much that's good about Superman 3.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things I liked about Superman is Lana really liked Clark, not Superman. And I like the fact that Peggy really liked Little Steve, and I don't mean his Willie.
Yeah.
She never saw Little Steve, as far as we know. But no, she liked him before he became a superhero. Hang on a minute, what's going on? Why am I suddenly talking in an English accent? It must be that gentleman that's impersonating me on Do You Expect Us to Talk and has completely forgotten.
And there we have the scene that should have been the post credits.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Hang about, Steve. Just relax, wait, get your bearings, find out where you are.
To be
You'll find it's
fair,
not in
I
1940s.
can understand why they would, because there would have been people who would have walked out of it beforehand, and then they'll get to Avengers and think, hang on, how the fuck did he...
They weren't as well trained as that. Yes, that actually makes sense. If you put it after the credits, I don't know.
I mean, artistically it makes sense,
Yeah, it does actually.
but because people just wander out. But then again, I don't think it matters that great deal, really. I think people just go, oh great, Captain America's there, great.
Yeah. Yeah, but if this... I mean, Becca spends her life going, but it's a Bond film, when we point out any plots in that, so any Marvel fans would be, it's alright, it's a Marvel film.
It's a fucking comic book film at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's fair, they do reference the fact that he's been frozen and stuff like that, so it's not like...
Yes.
It's not like you have to explain a great deal.
Perhaps he should have just been covered still in a bit of ice. Just to make sure, just still do fasting.
Have that Austin Powers thing with a bit of like icicle hanging off his nose.
Yeah, just still have that.
And I'd see him taking like a piss that takes him like
and then
30
and
minutes.
I keep forgetting and asking about the progress of the war.
I'm sorry, I have difficulty controlling the volume of my voice.
As long as people are still taking mind-expanding drugs and having unprotected sex in a consequence-free environment, I'll be sound as a pound.
We're gonna have to do this film soon. It'll be funny.
They're on the list.
Yeah.
I think there'll be more commentaries though.
There'll be commentaries. There will be 3 consecutive commentaries.
Oh, I like the DVDs especially.
No.
What is it with you and DVDs? What's wrong with it?
Well, they run 4% faster and they look shit. So no.
What if I can't afford Blu-rays?
We'll get you a download. If we look, didn't your mother teach you? If you can't afford it, fucking nick it.
Do a download.
Yeah. Oh bollocks! I was going to have a dance.
I was going to get a blowjob.
My knob's
Samuel
still.
Jackson.
No, my knob's all frozen. I'm not even sure it's going to work.
Has he got frozen sperm? I want you.
See, this is a
pretty
bit
cool
weird
end
because
title
like even when you see it in 2D, it actually looks kind of 3D.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It's very cool. I think these are probably some of the most stylish end credits.
One of the best. One of the very best.
Because it's all like war iconography, isn't it? The posters. We can do it. Oh, we produced it as well. Didn't know that.
So that's it. That's the first Avenger.
Nope.
Our first Marvel commentary. Second one was yet to be decided because Becca needs to make her mind up.
Yeah, Becca, your own
Mind up.
time, obviously.
Oh god.
Not that I've got another like 5 or 6 films to watch before that. But
You've only got fucking 7 weeks. Get on it.
Get on with it. I've got a choice of 2 at the moment.
Yeah, we know what they are as well. Either of those would be fine.
I got a choice of 3.
Many, but it's between 2.
So
Shall I tease now or shall I wait?
You can
Yeah,
do what you want. Your show.
No, I'll surprise people.
Okay.
Yeah. Say it slowly though, because you don't want a big surprise. You don't want people having heart attacks listening to it.
Okay. I'll do it later on. Yeah, not Hugo Spear, as I mistakenly mistake other time.
Yeah, the mistake I made is when we did the Incredible Hulk, I kept referring to Sam Shepard. I meant Sam Elliott. Two completely different fucking actors.
For sure.
One of which died last year.
Very sad. Toby Jones. I keep
Oh
calling him
my
Toby
god,
Jones.
Son's moustache.
Son's beard. Come on, post credits, where are you?
We get a trailer in a minute.
Richard Armitage before he was famous.
Well, he was in Spooks and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
Is
before
he famous
American
now, though?
famous.
Sorry?
Is he famous now though?
He's
Richard
probably
Armitage.
a bit more famous.
Oh, he was
than
in
being
that Ocean's 8 though, wasn't he?
briefly.
He was in Ocean's 8. No, he's right the way through the film in Ocean's 8.
But I say briefly, and then he was in Hobbit, and so that catapulted him.
But those films were shit and have largely been forgotten already.
But I think that made him more famous, as it were.
But how many people could name him?
Well, no, I'm just saying,
they recognise him.
Up till that point.
They'd recognise him. Whether they could name him is a different matter.
Then he is quite dishy, so maybe that's why.
Dishy, tasty.
I take extra. Oh, come on, hurry up. Can I fast forward?
No, because you'd be waiting for us then.
We've got
That guy has a
plenty of
nice
shit
name,
to
let's
talk
go.
about.
Yeah.
Have.
Oh, that said, the credits. I mean, how long we've got?
Hey, the
Another
ginger kid. The
8
ginger
minutes.
kid was called Maxwell.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah, we
Oh, of course, and it had Elvis in it from Quantum of Solace as well, as we know.
Did it? I didn't spot him.
He gets shot up near the beginning.
Was he as useful as he was as a henchman?
I think he was probably even more useful than he was in Quantum.
Worst fucking henchman in the official series, I think.
Yeah, he didn't do very much.
I love the fact that they were trailing it and he was saying in interviews, but he has a secret. And his secret was, it's a wig.
He's got a
I think
wig.
it's a wig, yeah.
Brilliant.
I think it was, he's shit.
Yeah. That was
Played for comedic value.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah,
And his two most memorable bits is getting tripped
fell
up on
down
the
the
stairs and
Gemma
basically
going,
sort
oh
of
my gosh.
basically getting pushed by Dominic Green in front of an explosion and dying. That's pretty much.
Yeah, it's not really Odd Job, is it? didn't throw a shoe or anything.
I mean, honestly.
Throws a shoe. Gary Gizzer Smith.
Gary gets a job.
We won't probe where that nickname came from, particularly as G can be pronounced two different ways, and so it could be Gary Gizzer Smith. John Bush.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Strange journey I've had with this film because I really liked it when we reviewed it.
Jamie Corbald, I wonder
commentator-
if any relation to Chris Corbald. There is. It's a family affair.
That's incest, Becca.
I'm sure they might be related, I'm sure.
Barry Smalls. That's the name of it.
That's a
And
great
he's
name.
a standby carpenter. He stood there in case there's a door emergency and the crime cop.
Mr. Smalls to the rescue.
See, I wonder, being a standby
Yeah,
carpenter, does that mean
Barry
you have to be nearby on the phone, or do you just stand on set waiting? Like, I know you got carpenters there doing a job, but I'm in standby in case you need an
Yeah,
extra
you get
one.
the phone call and it's like, a door needs planing. It's an emergency. But what's happened to Steve?
Chris, if you don't end up working for the
I'd
NHS,
say.
you could be a nurse on the film set.
Yeah, that's good. Good thinking. That.
Random, but why not?
Well, then they just said like team nurse or something like that. And I thought, oh, Chris, that could be a job for you.
But Batman to patching up actors' knees and stuff, that's quite a step down, I think.
That's quite a big step. Hurry up.
We're going as fast as we can.
There's a little man behind the screen.
That was
Winding the credits.
Oh, Brian Michael Bendis. I forgot Joe Quesada. The creative committee they had Joe Quesada was on.
Yes, very good.
So remember the funny credits they had on Hot Shots.
Oh god, they're amazing.
I
Does it give
I
you,
remember the
does it
one.
give you a recipe? There's a recipe for something, isn't there?
I don't remember.
Was
Really
it?
mental
Was that? Was it Naked Gun as well?
Naked Gun, yeah, probably, but yeah, one of them contains a recipe for something.
See, if we'd fast forward through this, we wouldn't have known who the data and systems manager was.
No. Excuse me.
That's quite, layout and match move supervisor. It's the sort of stuff we want to know. And we wouldn't have heard of Barry Smalls, who may or may not have done some carpentry.
I think he probably did the best carpentry.
He's a standby.
Loom
He's second
effects did the
He's
visual
second
effects.
choice. He's not even prime carpenter. He's not even like the Harrison Ford of carpentry.
Oh. Hmm?
Depth artist. So that's a
Is
whole
that
group.
the retrofitting
That's
3D?
yeah, exactly. Which most people won't be watching it in. So it's a load of people who are going, not affecting your viewing at all. These people.
No, well done though.
Wasn't it just stuck through a machine though? When it's
Well, there is a program they run, but it all needs sort of checking and working on. Unless you like James Cameron doing a retrofit, in which case you pour over every frame, you know. Illustrations by Alison Vestry, yes.
Oh, very cool.
Brian Han.
Air Studios, I wonder what that is.
End titles by Scarlet Letters. Now, is that a company or a woman with the most sort of backstreet yet strangely erotic name ever?
Yes, very dodgy. And they also worked on Avengers.
Avengers.
I was going to say Avengers Assemble, but I thought no. Avengers.
There's no such film.
No, I know there isn't. Marvel's The Avengers, there we are.
That's
there's
why
Option
did
Studios
they
that-
just do that? Why didn't they just call it Marvel's The Avengers? That would have fucking clued it up.
Yeah.
Well, it were too risky, Dave.
Yeah.
People would still get confused.
I just felt like, oh, fucking hell, they really do think we're thick, that we think it's that film from fucking either 15 years before or the TV series from about 40 years before. Captain America will return in the Avengers. I need proof. Give me a trailer. Now.
Come on,
No!
do it.
I don't believe it's going to be...
Hang on, what? Doesn't say Avengers Assemble.
Do it. Now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
He's got tight bums there.
We don't them bums.
Oh, fuck, he's just ruined that. Oh, that comes out of his
I don't can...
See, you missed the gag where he gets like the new one picks it up.
This is quite a good trailer.
Trying to save it.
The way he pronounces it is why I save it.
Save it.
Ooh.
Enunciation. Enunciation is key.
Next
Oh.
up,
That's quite a good trailer. I do like this.
It's crazy 8 bonkers with its drill and sex.
You can smell crazy. Some assembly required.
See, we've had 2 hints at Scarlett's bum in one trailer there.
3.
They know how to sell this film.
Scarbum. It's even Hiddlebum to a best.
Yeah, there was no Hiddle bum in it.
No. If you watch Night Manager, you'll get that.
Oh, look at that. When they had to cut it there because Chris Hemsworth just seriously injured a cameraman.
Does mother know you were her drapes?
He died doing what he
died.
loved.
He died being killed by a demigod.
Well, we all can't say that about ourselves, can we, sir?
Yeah. Killed by James Hunt.
So that's it. So that's Captain America First Avenger. So we hope you enjoyed us rambling shit about stuff that's not the film and Hayley Atwell's breasts. And
Oh,
you know,
Chris, just brought the tongue right down there. I mean, when we were talking about Cap maybe getting a blowjob off her,
Yeah.
at least that was all right, but don't mention her breasts.
sorry,
Yeah.
her very fine English accent. So what's next? So we're out of phase 1 now.
We are out of phase 1.
Completed phase 1, and we shall be approaching phase 2. In the meantime, where can you find us on social media?
Oh, you can find me at Cinematronics on Twitter. You can also find this podcast and all the back catalogue, especially the where we started with the Bond series on cinematronics.co.uk, as it's probably not on iTunes anymore. So there you are. But yes, you can find all the old episodes there.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to iTunes now, you probably start with the episodes where we're starting to get really pissed off with Star Trek.
Yeah,
Good
well,
evening,
yeah,
and welcome
slowly
to
dying.
Fucking Do You Expect Us to Talk?
Pissed
We're
off with Star
talking
Trek.
about Star Trek again.
That was quite.
I kind of like Star Trek. I love Star Trek.
That was a long series. It felt like a long series.
It felt like a long series.
Because we did a lot of commentaries as well, and
We did probably a few too many commentaries, but I think on top of that, it was just the fact that the Next Generation films aren't great. So you do a bad film and then announce that next week you'll be doing another bad film. And then you've got to do that bad film and then announce the next week you're doing another bad film.
But
And
then, as a bonus, we had Charlie, which...
yeah, that really perked me up. Oh, yeah, Charlie Brigden, yeah.
Yes, Charlie Brigden appeared on our show. Yeah, I didn't have Charlie, obviously.
So, yeah, you can find me at the Pasty Kid 1976 on Twitter.
And you can find us on Twitter at Expect Us to Talk.
Cool. Okay, then. Is that everything we wanted to tell the good folks?
I think they know enough by now.
If you're a new listener, just fucking see if you can find someone on our Facebook page or Twitter page and ask them. They'll tell you.
No, obviously on Facebook you can search us for Do You Expect Us to Talk, and also search the same under YouTube. Type in Do You Expect Us to Talk, and also you can find us on the iTunes as well, and you can drop us an email at expectustotalk@gmail.com.
In fact, we're facebook.com/expect us to talk anyway, so it's quite easy to find. We've also got a custom URL on YouTube as well, so you'll find us quite easily.
But just make sure you type in Do You Expect Us to Talk, because otherwise it'll bring up the Do You Expect Me to Talk from Goldfinger.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very good line. Well delivered. Enjoy a bit of Sean, then enjoy a bit of us.
Yeah.
Our bits are younger than his.
Considerably.
Both excellent bits.
Both excellent. So, we're out of phase 1 and starting phase 2. So that means, Becca?
Do You Expect Us to Talk will return with our review of Iron Man 3.